Hey everybody, it's Joey, Valley TCG. How's it going? I hope everyone's having a good day, good week. So today we are going to be talking about what I think is the perfect example of a game that had so much potential but did not go very well. So I like to think about this as the anatomy of a failed or a failing game. So, and I think this is actually one of my favorite card games as well. So it hurts me a little bit just to even talk about it, but I think it definitely deserves a video to be made about it. Before I do that, two things. One, if you have not commented on the 300 subscriber giveaway video, go and do that. I mean, I think I have 23 or 25 comments so far. That is a really good chance for someone out there to win something really nice. $50 worth of card sleeves, One Piece card sleeves. So please go and comment on that video if you like to enter the giveaway. And then the other thing is, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, that would be really, really appreciated. All right, let's talk about Fusion World, Dragon Ball. So, if you guys haven't really run into this game previously, let me just kind of show you. We are currently on set 4, Ultra Limit. And this game was released, I want to say about a year ago around this time. And the thing with this game is that it had so much potential, right? So Awakened Pulse, this was the first set. Let's see if prices go back really far. Yeah, so prices were so high, the demand for this game was so high, especially around the beginning of this year, that prices hit over 200 a booster box. Now, I actually don't think of this as a sign of health, right? This actually just implied that scalpers really, really got into this game and bought up a lot of the supply. And in fact, if you wanted to buy cards, you just were not able to. And then what happened was 3 months later, uh, Bandai did a huge reprint of this set. So they reprinted it so much that the first set just entirely collapsed, right? And which honestly, usually I would think of that as a good thing, but it was not. And let me show you why. It was because Blazing Aura, the second set that added a lot of, I would say a lot of flavor to the game, they underprinted this one instead. Like, just think about, so look at this, right? This hit 200 a box around the same time as this. So just think about how absurd that is, right? So you're trying to move your game forward as Bandai, and then not only do you overprint on the first set, which should be a collector's item, and you're printing into a really very small market, right? Because very much by design, you guys restricted supply as Bandai earlier on. So that means not that many people were able to play this game. And then 3 months later, you make it even worse because now the follow on set, you underprint. You underprint so badly that the second box punches to 200 a set. So that means you're really choking the newer players even more so. And then you reprint and overprint it the second time around as well. And then this I mean, This went to, yeah, $52 a box, has not even recovered. So players were playing this like, what the heck is going on, right? Their budgets are already stretched because One Piece, I mean, the game is very similar to One Piece. I probably should have mentioned this at the very beginning, but the game is so similar to One Piece that, if you played One Piece very well, you could jump over to this game and be very good at this game, right? So a lot of the leader abilities are relatively similar, aside from, in this game, you have this awakening ability. So you go from like not Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 1 to Super Saiyan 2, so on, right? So you have that as a difference, but largely the gameplay is very, very similar. So, and that's what, also hurt this game, right? People decided to play one or the other. And when they saw that a lot of people were jumping away from this game, then, we're all herd animals, right? We all think in a pack. So when people saw players jumping away from Dragon Ball Fusion World to focus their money and time commitment to One Piece, because One Piece is a much more mature game at this point. There's a lot more players. There's a lot more competitions, and that's another thing. I'll talk about that in a minute. That it really made this game, this Fusion World game, challenging, right? To follow, because the competitive scene isn't there and so on and so forth, and it really hurt this game. And then, of course, like I just mentioned, they were also not really hosting tournaments. The first tournament for this game was a very confusing time. It came out right at the release of Blazing Aura FBO2. So people were like, okay, like what meta do I play? Am I preparing for Awakened Pulse meta? Are we preparing for Blazing Aura meta? And then at the very end of the day, I guess they just didn't, like players were pretty confused and it was really hard to get a seat at the game. And the seats weren't there weren't that many available, so you couldn't really even go play. And they only had one or two events around the country, so not that many people were able to participate. So like all of these things kind of added up to where it just kept choking the interest out of the game. No matter like what decision that was being made, it choked a lot of interest away from this game. And then not only that, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but there's another Dragon Ball game, right? It's called Dragon Ball Super Masters. And I think a lot of people thought that, you know what, they're probably going to sunset this game so that they can concentrate, so Bandai can concentrate the player base on this new game that they're releasing, which is a very logical thing to do, in my opinion, right? When you release, let's say Diablo 4, right? You want your player base to migrate over to play, Diablo 4 and not all stay on Diablo 3. If everyone's staying on Diablo 3 and you're not really kind of incentivizing players to go to Diablo 4, well, then Diablo 4 is going to be a flop, right? So this was another issue. They kept also releasing, sets for this game, right? This game is a game that's been around for a very long time. A lot of people love this game, and I think rightfully so. But at the same time, they kept just releasing new sets for this game, right? So, I mean, right, BT 2026. I mean, these case prices, this is healthier than FB or Fusion World, right? So this is a healthier price point. And I mean, I don't know about this set. This could be like like a holiday set or something like that, to where there's a little bit more pricing involved. But I mean, look at set number 4 from Fusion World, right? The case is almost half the price as this set from Masters. So that just tells me that Bandai just totally under invested in Fusion World, which is just the craziest thing, right? Like the arts in here are awesome. If they were, I guess, hoping for the arts to drive player base, that didn't happen. But the art in here is amazing. The release schedule is pretty clean, right? Every 3 months you have a new set. Um, you're adding new colors, right? They added black in FBO3. They added this black color, and then not only that, they also added this digital formula, this digital game, right? So they're almost doing things in a way that you think that they're invested in this game, but they're not following up with anything really spectacular, right? There's a ton of complaints about the digital format being too challenging to collect cards, right? There's no crafting mechanism. I haven't played it in a little bit. Maybe they added it in this recent expansion, but no crafting mechanism. I mean, that's day one type of thing that you need to add in, right? Day one. So to be able to get a full deck, you have to like open all these other boxes or buy all these codes. And then when you're entering in these codes that are from, by the way, you can enter in codes from these code cards that are available in your booster packs, your physical booster packs. But then the problem with those is that you have to enter them in one by one by one. It's just freaking time consuming. Like I tried entering in like 60 or 80 codes. It took me like 40 minutes to go through that. It was like a part-time job trying to enter in codes to get packs. I mean, that's ridiculous. You shouldn't have to deal with that, right? So just small details that makes this game, or I should say, like, it really sets this game up for failure. And I really don't know what Bandai at this point can do to rescue this game. I think sunsetting Masters is probably the right choice. I think, as a new player, you're not going to go, like, if you're interested in Dragon Ball, it does not make any sense to play the Masters game, right? Because, guys, like, there's so many mechanics in this set that it really makes the game very hard to learn from the ground up. Whereas Fusion World is very simple, and that's why it's, it is a more attractive game to play from the ground up. But I mean, look at this, right? Legends of the Dragon Ball booster box, $160 a box. I mean, look at that. Look at that demand. I mean, that tells me that a lot of the players went from Fusion World, just like gave up on it and went back to Masters, right? I mean, I know a lot of Masters players did jump over to Fusion World because they thought this game was getting sunsetted. Obviously, that hasn't happened yet, and I think that's a strategic mistake from Bandai. Yeah, that's my thoughts here, at least for Dragon Ball Fusion World. I don't think that the story is over just yet. I think Bandai, they're slow, they're obtuse, they are stubborn, as a Japanese company typically holds itself to. They are just generally by culture stubborn and very top down and resistant to change and all of that. But they do tend to make changes when they think there is a problem, right? When Bandai realized that One Piece was being underprinted to where new players couldn't participate in the game, they went ahead and they reprinted everything, right? They reprinted everything from OP01 all the way to today. And I think that's probably what they should be doing, or they listen to their players, and that's what they should be doing here, right? They should listen to their players and realize that this game needs a lot of help. I mean, they made a lot of money, monetary investments, right? They were serious about this game, right? There is a digital format here. So, I do think that there is still a hope that this set is rescued, but it might take some time before we see that come through. That's what I think for now. We'll see. We'll see if things change. I do think that gameplay-wise, this game plays really, really, really well. I think it's, FBO2, this is another issue where they went all in on red, right? The red decks. And they, I mean, they made red so broken, right? That the game was almost unplayable without using red. And then they way overcorrected, right? Let's look at Kefla prices, right? Right at release, here. Yeah, it was on 30 something dollars. And then they overcorrected it, immediately banned this. They restricted Kefla, I believe, to where red decks could only have one inside. But you don't want to like hit people that hard with a ban hammer so quickly into a set, right? Especially with FBO3 coming out. I mean, this was coming out in like a month after they banned everything. So, it is interesting. They've definitely been heavy-handed and not very smart and nimble with this game. So, we'll see if they change their minds or if they if they I guess analyze their games a little bit more. We'll see. With what they've done in Digimon and some of these other games, it feels like Bandai is a little bit overstretched. I think they kind of hit onto a gold mine with One Piece, and they just like didn't know what to do with themselves, right? And their immediate response was, "Oh, let's just copy that and then use Dragonball, which is this other awesome IP, and try to like emulate that, right?" And that didn't work. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens in the future. Anyways, those are my comments here. What do you guys think? Do you think there's a chance that this set or this game survives? I mean, what do you think they can do to fix this game, if anything, right? Let me know. I'd love to know because, if I have a meeting with Bandai at some point in the future, I might pass a message along. Well, I will pass my own message along, but if you guys have opinions, I would love to pass those ideas along as well. So that's it from me. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and definitely do go on to the 300 subscriber video. I will be announcing the winner in the next video. So look forward to that. Yeah, all you need to do really to enter is to comment and to like the video. So that's it from me. Thanks for listening, everybody. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Happy Thanksgiving if you guys are from the US. So I will definitely be eating a lot of turkey. I will be, I usually am, I try to be a little bit good about my diet, but I am going to gorge this week, and I am not going to be apologetic about that at all. So, hope you guys have a great holiday if I don't put out another video before then. And I will talk to you guys soon.